Jalen Jacoby in for Jalen Rose, my man Marcus Spears.
As always, brother.
A pleasure
Yes,
having
sir.
you on the program,
Yes,
especially
sir.
when we have big news in the National Football League. There's a huge slate of wildcard games coming this weekend, but you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We have to.
We know, by now you know. There was the missed practices. There was allegedly an incident between Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown. Then there was an injury. And now Mike Tomlin had to go in front of cameras and address all of it. And here's what he had to say.
He was absent due to injury and lack of information. When he did not show up on Saturday and I didn't know the extent of his injury, I made the decision at that time, regardless of how he felt at any point, that we were moving on and getting singularly focused on preparing to play the game. When he woke up on Sunday and felt better and Drew reached out and expressed that, I expressed to Drew that playing was not on the table because we had to draw a line in the dirt in terms of getting our group ready to play.
Marcus, translate what you just heard for us. As someone who played in the NFL, someone who knows the game of managing the media, translate what you just heard.
Mike Tomlin just said Antonio Brown disrespectful as hell.
Whoa!
Number one, he had his agent call me.
That point,
That's
that stuck
number
out
one.
to me too.
I wanted to. Number two is I opened the invitation to have a conversation with him at the stadium before the game. All right. And here's the deal. You get cleared during the week. Like if you do have an injury, let me take people inside the locker room and how organizations are run. Usually by Thursday, if you're not cleared, you considered a scratch, right? Could you practice 1 or 2 days during the week? Or sometimes veterans get those days off just to recover and be ready for Sunday. AB left practice.
Yep.
Didn't show up to the game. And Tomlin is now out here doing a presser while he's pissed off at Antonio Brown. And he's trying to keep it cordial. You could tell, like, it when the reporter asked, did he quit? He was like, you can interpret it how you want to.
Yes, he wanted to say yes. His
hell
whole heart
yeah,
said
he quit.
yes, he quit.
No doubt.
So
That's
here's
what
the
he
thing.
wanted to say.
Talk to me about the agent, right? Drew
Yeah.
Rosenhaus, the big agent in the National Football League. He called Sunday morning
Sunday morning, bro.
and said, oh, by the way, my player Antonio Brown wants to play.
And Tomlin was being nice, but Tomlin also said that's not how it works. And that's not how it works. Look, here's the deal, Cole. Antonio Brown is burning bridges in Pittsburgh because he wants to leave. All right? There is no way that Antonio Brown wants to come back to Pittsburgh after these events leading up to the end of the season. Bro,
Will he
they were in
play
a game to
Pittsburgh
get in the
Steelers
playoffs.
uniform next year? Will he play in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform next year?
No, he will not. He won't. And if the organization is smart, they're going to do everything they can to trade him. Everybody talks about this money. You can figure out the money. Like, trades get done all the time where people are like, oh my God, that's a terrible move by the organization. No, you know what the bad move would be? To keep this situation going and not be in the playoffs again. And Tomlin's job, actually, it's not on the line. That's not what I'm saying. But let them have a bad season next year. What is everybody going to say? He lost control.
If you look at the history of it, you got Ben Roethlisberger. Remember he's talking about retiring
Yeah.
after every year? Le'Veon Bell, we know what happened there. Now you have Antonio Brown. Those are the three Bs right there, and none of them are fully committed to the organization.
No question.
Not only that is, while Mike Tomlin was doing this press conference, Antonio Brown was on social media.
Yeah.
Got his Twitter fingers out, and here's what he had to say. My options may seem limited by people or circumstances. It is then that I remind myself I am in command of my attitude. I am divinely blessed with free will. I utilize that gift, choosing to take charge of my life to express the creativity, vitality, and wholeness that truly define me. I don't know. It sounded good, but I don't really know exactly what that means.
Kobe, I'm gonna try to break it down and interpret
It sounded good.
He must have a feeling of bondage with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? His whole epitaph right there was, I have free will. I can make my own decisions. I'm not controlled by what people say or do. And that's that's a shot at the organization. Now, look, the brass from Pittsburgh will tell you, we ain't never made AB feel like he was being controlled, or we never tried to put him in a box or whatever. We know about the incident with filming in the locker room. Like there are lines you can't cross.
Deal,
that's not the biggest deal.
Yeah, that's after a win.
Yeah, exactly. So, but what he was saying to me, the way I interpret it is some form of fashion within this organization, whether it be people up at the top, Tomlin or Rooney or the ownership, or whether it be Ben, he felt like somebody was trying to control him. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but that's how I interpret what he posted.
Here's a quick question. There's something going on there.
No question.
Right? And we hear Big Ben saying there was an argument, and the reports say there was an argument. Like, how much, you were in the locker rooms, how much do we not know of what's going on with the Steelers?
About 85% of it.
That's what it feels like. It feels like we're just seeing a tiny little bit of a much bigger problem.
Ben is a deflector. Like, Ben not going to approach that. He just like about Le'Veon Bell. Like, he came out and was critical of Le'Veon Bell, and then said when he was about to return, he reached out to him. Like, Ben understands he playing the game. Yeah. Like, Ben is like a politician, right? So you think that Ben and AB are on good terms, and AB wouldn't have a conversation with his QB? Like, this the QB that's been throwing you the ball, and you've been over 1,000 yards the last 6 seasons.
If you don't call me or text me back and we're working together like that, you better be international, locked up.
Or you don't want to, or that's a wrap.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a wrap. So well, that's my conclusion.
You know, you're a media superstar. You were on Get Up earlier today, and you said something that I found interesting.
Okay.
About the Cleveland Browns. In the same division as the Steelers, you said that the Browns was the coaching vacancy that is most intriguing, most enticing to you, when you've got Aaron Rodgers and the Packers sitting right there as well. Why did you say that, and what do you mean?
What are you going to do in Green Bay that's not been done before?
Draft some offensive skilled position players?
No, what you're not going, like, the expectation.
Put some players around Aaron Rodgers?
The expectation there is once you do that, you're going to be a good football team, right?
Mm-hmm. Now you're speaking my language.
Like, are we not far removed from 25 years of just abysmal play by the Cleveland Browns? Are we not removed from drafting first-round quarterbacks that never panned out? Now it looks like Baker will. Are we not far removed from the Cleveland Browns not winning one game? And now they're 7-1? That translates to players. I say it, Kobe, I say it all the time. Coaches are very important, right? Mm-hmm. Coaches are very
Especially
important.
In football.
Especially in football.
Yeah.
The players got to get it done, though. And if I'm a coach and I'm sitting on the outside looking in, I'm saying, you know what? Cleveland got a hell of a nucleus. Like, Cleveland got some young players.
Both sides of the ball.
On both sides of the ball. Denzel Ward got injured, the cornerback that they drafted. He was balling before the season started. Peppers is there. You got Myles Garrett up front. Like, you look on the other side. Jarvis Landry just got his big deal. Obviously, Baker Mayfield. Nick Chubb going over 1,000 and didn't even start the entirety of the season. The offensive line is really good. The D-line forces pressure. They got guys that can play all over the place. If you're a coach, especially now where the league is trending, a young, hot offensive coordinator, and you get a chance to get Baker Mayfield and Jarvis Landry and Njoku at tight end, dude, are you kidding me? That's the sport. And now let me take you forward in the reason I said that. Win a Super Bowl in Cleveland.
Oh yeah.
Win one.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You touched on it earlier, and here's one thing that's important, not just with NFL coaching jobs, but all jobs in any industry, in any field. Keep expectations low as possible. If you become the Packers head coach, you have Super Bowl expectations.
You got Super Bowl expectations.
They want you to bring more rings. You're playing
question.
Lambeau Field.
No question.
Lambeau Field. But all you have to do is go 500 in Cleveland. They'll build you a statue.
They'll build you a statue, bro.
You could have a steakhouse outside the stadium.
You hear what?
You go 10-6.
Come on, man.
You go 10-6 in Cleveland.
Come on, dude.
They'll treat you like LeBron James.
Yes, dude. It's just like right when you look at any like take for instance where we at right now. Let the Knicks go and win. Let the Knicks just
make
get to
the playoffs. Get swept in the first round of the playoffs.
Everybody like, oh man, this is dope.
That's all it takes.
This is dope.
I would be so happy.
You go to Cleveland next year.
We'll have a parade. It won't be a big parade. It'll be small.
Like, That's very rare. And I know Garrett Temple. Garrett Temple is like a little brother to me. He's
Oh.
from Baton Rouge, went to LSU.
A lot of people don't know Garrett Temple. He's balling.
Garrett Temple balling. He got
is.
some money, was doing his thing in Sacramento, was in Washington. Like he doing his thing. But when it boils over to physical, like it becomes personal. And that's what you worry about in the dynamics of a team. Like, because now if I don't personally like this dude, like Kobe and Dwight Howard was, like I don't personally like who he is, that's usually when it gets to fist.
Well, you played football, and you see this stuff happen in practice a lot, right?
Yeah, no
but it's
doubt.
like, is it different in football because you're wearing all the pads?
It's totally there. It's fatigue. It's like football is physical, so you always in contact with somebody. So you beef. I mean, you beef, especially in training camp. Dog, we practicing like two or 3 weeks.
And it's hot out.
Yeah. We on practice number
Everyone's out of
19,
shape. Yeah.
and everybody, you know, your wife ain't there, your girlfriend ain't there. We all alone in a desolate place trying to get ready for a football season. So a fight is the smallest thing that can take place. But when you talk about in the middle of the season in the locker room, like that's tough.
Have you ever been involved in physical altercation with a teammate?
Absolutely.
What happened?
We threw hands
With helmets on?
with helmets off.
With helmets off?
Yeah. Well,
At practice?
You pulled the helmet off. Like it was
Really?
at practice.
Were
You pulled the
were
helmet
you
off.
disciplined for this?
No.
Are you going to tell me who it was with?
No.
You're not going to tell me who it was with?
Nah, 'cause-
Marcus?
Nope.
Come
He
on.
He a great dude. I'm not going to say it. I'm not
was
going to say it.
Who was it?
I'm not going to say
Who
it,
was
Cole.
it?
I'm not going to say it.
Is it because he's now in the Monday Night Football booth?
Nope, not Wit. You don't hit Wit. That was like a trophy in the middle of the field. You don't put your hands on Wit. You fight Wit, you gone.
Well, not only are the Grizzlies having some, turmoil.
Yeah.
The Pelicans, another team that started well this season, they're having a little turmoil
They
themselves.
17-22 now?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And, of course, when you talk Pelicans, you talk about Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis was talking about their struggles. Let's listen.
The frustration is just that we're a better team than our record show. I mean, everyone's frustrated. Players, coaches, front office, we just have to be better. We know what we did last year. We know how good a team we are this year. Obviously, we just got EP back, and then we have Nico out, but and we can't stay healthy. But we still got to go out there and improve it. We just can't feel sorry for ourselves.
Like the Grinch?
So, Anthony Davis is media savvy. Because I work in the media, been doing this a long time, and he's handling all this controversy so well. I'm with the Pelicans. I'm
Yes.
staying with the Pelicans. Like, he walks the company line into microphones. But he's cracking a little bit here.
Well, we all know he's lying.
A little bit. He's cracking a little bit here. Like, does this, because I'm going to do the media thing and read too much into this. This tells me this is my last season with the Pelicans. I'm out of here. We did well last year. I thought it was going to be different this year. And guess what? It is going to be different next year because I'm not going to be in this uniform.
Cole, that's why we're a great mixture, because you know me, I'm going to say it.
Say it.
AD gone, man.
He's gone.
AD don't give a damn about New Orleans no more. AD is thinking about championships now. He's at that point in his career, and he's looking for the next destination, which probably is LA, the Lakers, that is, with LeBron, and go get him a championship. Why not? Like, I'm from Louisiana. I would love for the Pelicans to be great. But New Orleans market ain't going to compete with L.A.
No.
Like, and this dude, whether they trade him this year or next year, free agency, AD gone, bro.
Oh, he's going to get traded. Jalen said it months and months and months ago. He was like, AD is going to be on the Lakers. And it was so long ago that it sounded crazy.
I love
But the
it.
more that happens, it's like, oh, yeah, he is going to be on the Lakers.
going.
And people talk about the Celtics. People are, the Celtics can put together a trade package. Well, guess what Rich Paul does? He gets on the phone with Danny Ainge and says, you can trade for my guy.
But he's
he's leaving. So there's
Don't
that.
make sense.
And then it doesn't make sense to trade him. I really think he will be on the Lakers. I think Jalen was right about
Man,
this
Rich
one.
Paul out here getting numbers, ain't he?
I love Rich Paul.
Dude, the fact that
I love him so much.
Oh, I watched him more than athlete. It just makes me feel so good.
It is
inside.
good. It
Like,
is good because I can't lie. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror and say I was wrong about things.
Yeah.
When LeBron James left the Goodwin brothers and was
You
like,
was
I'm going to do
nervous
this with
about
my
it?
homeboys, I was like, I don't
was
know.
nervous about it?
I was like, I don't know about this. And now I
Yeah.
can look back and be like, guess what? I was wrong questioning that
See,
decision.
the thing is, Cole, like when you look at AD signing with Rich Paul, and when you look at everything that's lining up, don't think that New Orleans don't see the writing on the wall.
Of course.
They are already devising a plan for the aftermath of a departure by AD, which is fine. But you can't blame AD has put in work in New Orleans.
Yes, he has.
And they went to the playoffs, but he ain't sniffed where he could go if he pair up with another superstar.
Of course.
And dude, like to go win it in LA, possibly with LeBron, and then think about this, Cole. It's his team after LeBron leaves.
'Cause LeBron-
like to be the
yeah.
man in LA, Like Shaq, my guy. Shaq, my dude, right? He was there with Kobe, so that spotlight was shared. But when you that dude in LA, it ain't nothing you can't do. Like, it's yours.
So both you and Shaq went to LSU.
Yes.
What's it like when Shaq's on campus?
Shaq the man, bro.
He is. He's the best.
Shaq the man, bro.
He's the best.
Like,
He's the greatest human being. I don't think we appreciate him.
I'm not enamored. I'm not enamored with a lot of people. Like, honestly, I'm not enamored with a lot of people. But between, like, I know Chuck too, Charles Barkley. Like, both of them two, them my OGs, man. Like, we talk and I ask them questions, and you know, Chuck been doing what he doing in media, Shaq been doing what he doing. But we have these basketball conversations because I love hoop, dude. Like, hoop is my favorite thing to watch. Like, I know that's crazy to think. I watch football, love football, but
of course,
when I'm watching basketball, I can enjoy watching it. When I'm watching football, I'm always like, why he do that? Like, how I'm going to break that down?
Point.
You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
When I get a chance to talk to Chuck and Shaq about breaking the game down, and then when I'm chopping it up with Jalen about the game, and Jay Will as well, like, dude, who around 4 NBA players, like, on a daily, or who has the opportunity to have access and with all of this going on, too? And they were like, look, AD is probably the second best player in the league. That's what...
It's debatable. It's debatable, but he's top 5. He's top 5 no matter what, how you mix the list.
I tell people it's bunched up right after
it's LeBron and then
it's
Lance.
Bunched up.
LeBron, Lance Stevenson, you know, and then, you know.
Don't ever say that again.
It just doesn't matter after that.
Don't say that no more.
James Harden's always in the conversation about being one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
He scored over 40 points in 4 straight games.
Numbers.
And everyone's giving Giannis the MVP. Everyone's like, oh, Giannis, it seems like it's his year for MVP. Well, they asked James Harden about that. James Harden said, quote, I need it for sure, and I'm going to get it. What do you think about that? No, he's talking about the MVP.
Championship?
He's talking about the MVP. I don't know if you heard. He's talking about the MVP.
Championship.
Oh, I see what you're doing. So you would rather him deflect the MVP conversation, not discuss that, and say all I care about is team wins. That's all that matters to me is the team winning. We haven't brought a championship, and we were close last year, and we need to win a championship. That's what you prefer him do.
He got one, right?
He got an MVP
last
trophy.
year,
Yep.
right? I need it for sure. I'm going to get it. When you leave this league and guess who else got league MVP?
A lot of players.
Derrick Rose, Steve Nash, right?
Steve Nash got a few.
You don't get into the real conversation unless you got a chip. You need a chip, James Harden. Like, the chip is what's going to take you to the next plateau. Everybody respect your game. Everybody knows that you a hell of a dude. You can't be stopped offensively. Like, I don't think people can stop James Harden offensively at all. With everything in his arsenal, you need the chip, though. Like, I guarantee you this: if Carmelo would have had a chip or two, somebody would have signed him by now.
They probably would have.
I'm telling you.
They probably would have.
I'm telling you.
Because they said, oh, we need that veteran leadership. He's got championship caliber.
Yeah, you get the tag. James Harden just switched from... Everybody know you want the MVP. Every good player in the league wants the MVP.
Of course.
But just be talking about the chip when you say, I need it for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not knocking you for having that.
The Rockets are on fire right now. I really think they are the biggest threat to the Warriors in the Western Conference. They play the Warriors tonight. I'm going to go on wax and say I think they beat the Warriors.
You think they beat them tonight?
I think they beat the Warriors tonight.
Okay.
I think the Warriors don't care as much as they used to.
The Warriors are the Steelers of the NBA.
They are. It's time for News That Matters.
Let's do it.
I know you, and I know that you have a taste for fine art.
Yes.
You know, and whether it be paintings or sculptures or music, and you're a connoisseur of the arts. I wanted to pull your coat to an artist that I just learned about. Her name is Mary Winchenbach, and she is so sought after. Her art is so sought after that we tried to buy you some of her art, and we can't even purchase it on the internet. That's how rare this art is. She's from Maine. And she makes her art exclusively, not paint, not wood sculptures, not metal sculptures, not clay, not music. Moose poop is her medium. She makes art from moose poop. You see the moose poop earrings right there? You know, we got those some moose poop necklaces, I believe. That's a moose poop clock right there. Mr. Spears, we tried to purchase you some moose poop. We couldn't even get it. Are you ready to fill your home with moose poop art?
That wasn't... That wasn't a part of the show. You just came up with this.
No, that's real life. This is real life. That's real moose poop art right there.
They want you to put moose doodoo.
It's called Turdy Works. I gotta say one thing, moose. I expected I expected it to be bigger. I expected it to be bigger.
They are big animals.
I expected it to be bigger.
It's supposed to be like cow, like a cow pie, right?
Come on, moose.
They eat clean though. They eat clean.
When we come back,
moose doodoo earrings.
we're gonna turn our
Why
attention.
she call it poop? Call it moose doodoo.
It's called Turdy Works is what it's called.
No, it's moose doodoo.
We're gonna change our attention from moose poop, and we're gonna actually preview the NFL wildcard matchups this weekend. That's next. Jalen Jacoby, Marcus Spears, in for Jalen.